Hey everybody, it's good to see you today. We're going to start a little series called What Good Readers Do. And this is just a series that just highlights some good strategies that you need to do as you're reading. Good readers do these naturally, and a lot of you do them naturally, but there may be some things that you need to work on. And we're going to start today with this short little story, and it is an AR story. So after you've read it with me several times, you can take a test on it, and I'll give you that information at the end. But this is called the Paperbag Princess. Now, the strategy we want to start with today is called predicting. When you're reading and you're thinking in your head, you need to always be thinking ahead. What might happen next? Why did that person do that? I think they're going to do this. So we're going to use that strategy today in the Paperbag Princess. So with me, I will talk aloud and I will think out loud and do some predicting out loud. And I want you to do the same thing or just in your head, and you can make sure that you are making predictions. So take a look. The Paperbag Princess. I'm already going to make a prediction, or I'm going to think aloud. What in the world? This girl does not look like your regular princess. Princesses don't usually have paper bags. I think she's going to be a little bit different than my normal fairy tale princess. So let's take a look and see. This book is worth half a point, obviously, and it is a 3.8 level. So let's start reading. The Paperbag Princess, and it is by Robert N. Munch. Kind of a different name. And I will show you the page while I read the words. Elizabeth was a beautiful princess. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. She was going to marry a prince named Ronald. So right off, I know that Elizabeth that they're talking about here doesn't look like the Elizabeth on the cover. I wonder why. Unfortunately, a dragon smashed her castle, burned all her clothes with his fiery breath, and carried off Prince Ronald. That's a little different in the story. Usually it's the girl that gets taken away. This time it's the boy. What do you think she's going to do about that? Is she going to stand for that? Doesn't look like it. Elizabeth decided to chase the dragon and get Ronald back. She looked everywhere for something to wear, but the only thing she could find that was not burnt was a paper bag. And that's odd because paper burns easily. So she put on the paper bag and followed the dragon. He was easy to follow because he left a trail of burnt forests and horses' bones. It doesn't sound good for the horses. What's she going to do with that dragon when she finds it? She looks like she's pretty determined. Finally, Elizabeth came to the cave with a large door that had a huge knocker on it. You think she's going to knock? She took hold of the knocker and banged on the door. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Well, a princess. I love to eat princesses, but I've already eaten a whole castle today. I'm a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." And he slammed the door so fast Elizabeth almost got her nose caught. You think she's going to stand for that? Elizabeth grabbed the door knocker and banged on the door again. The dragon stuck his nose out the door and said, "Go away. I love to eat princesses, but I've already eaten a whole castle today and I'm very busy. Come back tomorrow." "Wait!" shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you're the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world? Yes, said the dragon. Now, why do you think she is complimenting him and making him, as we call, stroking his ego? Why is she doing that? I think she's got something up her sleeve, if she had a sleeve. Is it true, said Elizabeth, that you can burn up 10 forests with your fiery breath? Oh, yes, said the dragon. And he took a huge deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 50 forests. Now, why is she doing this? Why is she making him feel so good about himself? You think she's got a trick up her sleeve? Fantastic, said Elizabeth. And the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire, he burnt up 100 forests. Magnificent, said Elizabeth. And the dragon took another huge breath. But this time, nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Wonder why she made him use up all the fire that he had. I think she's got a plan. Elizabeth said, Dragon, is it true that you can fly around the world in just 10 seconds? Why, yes, said the dragon, and he jumped up and flew all the way around the world in 10 seconds. He was very tired when he got back, but Elizabeth shouted, Fantastic, do it again. What is she doing? She's making him run out of fire, and she's making him get very, very tired. So she's got a plan. I think she's going to trick him so that he can't, what? So the dragon jumped up and flew around the world in just 20 seconds. And when he got back, he was too tired to talk, and he lay down and went straight to sleep. You think that's what her plan was? Elizabeth whispered very softly, Hey, dragon. The dragon didn't move at all. She lifted up the dragon's ear and put her head right inside. She shouted as loudly as she could, Hey, dragon! The dragon was so tired, he didn't even move. You see the prince up here? Elizabeth walked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair's all tangled, and you're wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you are dressed like a real princess. Does he sound very thankful? What do you think Elizabeth's going to do? Is she going to put up with that? From what we know about Elizabeth and the way she acts, is she going to put up with that? Ronald, said Elizabeth, your clothes are really pretty and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you are a bum. They didn't get married after all, and she rode off happily ever after. Now, when you were reading that book, did you ever think that it would end this way? That's kind of an ironic ending to the book. I really like this story because it kind of has a play on fairy tales where the princess always gets saved by the prince. This time, the princess was the hero. And she didn't live happily ever after with the prince, did she? So this was a good book you could use to predict and think about it, and then maybe be surprised at the end that this book didn't turn out quite the way you thought. But that's okay. When you predict, you don't have to be right. You are just thinking about what's going to happen. And when you're reading, you always need to be thinking about what the words say, thinking about what might happen, asking questions. We'll have another video next time with another reading strategy. Today our reading strategy was predicting what might happen next. This book is called The Paperbag Princess, and the test number is 8032. It's a 3.8 level, and it's worth half a point. I hope you enjoyed reading this book with me. I'll see you next time.